Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. Today is Monday, the 4th. Patriots all over this fine land, or should I say once fine land, are on the move towards the nation's capital. The operation starts in 2 days. What's gonna happen? That's just giving us a timestamp on this video. Hey, I was watching, I think Amazon, like Amazon Prime. I think it was that. It could have been Netflix, but I think it was Amazon. And it was a documentary sort of on a Go Ruck challenge thing. And Go Ruck is an organization, I think it was founded by a former SF guy, Special Forces guy, and basically they get people out rucking. And they have one event that's 48 hours long. I should look it up and see how much they charge people for this. It's 48 hours long. They call it Selection, and it looked like a whole lot of no fun. There were aspects of it that were similar to various selections that I have been to in the military. But suffice it to say that it was extremely hard. It was mildly stressful, and it was just a total smoke session. Physical burnout session for 48 hours. And I didn't even finish watching it. But they start out with like 75 people pay to do this thing. And then on the day, only like 50 of them showed up. And they tell you everything, you have to pass this PT test to continue. And, I'm making numbers up now, but like 20 of them failed the PT test, or maybe 10. And then people just start quitting left and right. And it very quickly got down to just 2 guys while I was watching it. And then one guy quit, mostly because he could not go on. Total fatigue on his part. And it was funny, there were some telling things. The cadre is all former special operators, evidently. And they were having a little chit-chat on the morning of in their office. And it's basically, would you do this? Meaning the selection event, the 48-hour event. And they're like, no. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, no, I would not sign up for that. And the reason why is this. I've done things just like that. I've done extremely hard, uncomfortable things where, most people failed. But I had a goal at the end. I had a purpose. Ooh, there's that word again here on Viking Preparedness. I had a purpose for enduring the hardship and the suck, as we called it. I knew what I wanted at the end of this, and it was something. Generally to be in a unit, an organization. I was not in the unit. In case anyone thinks I'm trying to pretend I was. I wasn't. But I had a purpose for doing these things. Other than, yeah, man, I accomplished something tough. So I put that on the one hand. And then I was thinking, I wouldn't do that. Why do these people do that? Just to say they did something hard? But then I used to run ultra marathons. And I started thinking about why I ran ultras. Because it feels so good when you stop. And I liked running ultras probably for similar reasons that these guys are doing this ruck event. And that is, it seemed really hard to me. And the 100 miles seemed hard to me. It's an airplane coming in low. And stand by, I want to see this. Oh, there it is. Yeah. It's about 300 feet. I just wanted to do something hard that most people can't do. And so I guess that's similar to the ruck event. It's just, I saw the ruck event and I just had all those memories of, log PT and hand-to-hand. They didn't do hand-to-hand, but they were rolling around in the sand, and which we used to roll around in a sand pit. No fun. But, so there's that, if you've watched that or done those types of things. The guy who was winning when I quit watching it, and since he was the only one left, whether he finished the event or not, I reckon he won, although maybe not. Some of it seemed a little arbitrary to me, the event, kind of like they were making it up as they went along. But he had an awesome attitude. Awesome attitude. And an interesting point was the two guys, they're just smoking them. That's what we call it in the military. They probably call it that in other things too. It just means physically exhausting them. And they were going up and down this little dirt road, probably in a wildlife management area or something, carrying those sandbags that you work out with. I don't have one, but you can get 60, 80 pound sandbags and you do all the exercises with them and stuff. They had rucksacks on, which I think weighed 45 pounds dry without food and water. And then they had this 80 pound, 60 pound sandbag. And they were having to carry this thing back and forth on a road for a while. Then they were having to stand still, throw it, walk up to it, pick it up, throw it. It's kind of like CrossFit stuff. And then they were doing the thing where they were just making them walk up and down the road and pick up a paving tile. It wasn't even heavy, and carry it back there and set it down. They hadn't slept, though, for over a day, so it was difficult. And so when the one guy, the guy with the good attitude, comes back, they said, how you feeling? And he said, I feel awesome. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he conveyed. I feel awesome. And you could tell he didn't. He looked terrible. I mean, he hadn't slept for over a day. He'd been, physically doing all these really hard things constantly. I think they had an hour break. And he turns around and walks back. But he was like... Then the other guy comes in, not that far behind him, seconds. And they said, how you feeling? He goes... Oh, I'm weak, I'm tired, I'm done tonight. And all throughout the little bit that I watched, they'd ask the one guy questions, and he'd always answer it with PMA, positive mental attitude. They'd ask the other guy questions, and he would always answer it like Eeyore. Oh, I just don't feel that good. Why am I telling you this? Because I've talked about PMA before. PMA, positive mental attitude, is huge. It's very important to help get one, to help get you through difficult times. Some of you are facing difficult times right now, and many of us are going to be facing difficult times here directly, I believe. And when the circumstances of life are such that they're just crushing you, seemingly, it's totally up to you how you react to that. Everything could be going terribly wrong with you and in your life by the world's standards, and you could just be like, yeah, but I'm doing all right, man. And push on. And just, even if you have to fake that attitude, which honestly, a lot of times you do have to fake that. How you doing? You're not going to allow yourself to think, do an inventory of everything that hurts. You're just like, hey man, I'm doing great. Faking it. Even if you have to fake it, that helps. That helps get you through. It gives you a boost and power. And then this probably tells more about me than other people. And it may not be all positive. But, I've done a lot of things with timed events. Or, only so many people are going to make it through this thing. Or you're running an ultra marathon for 100 miles, which for me took me over a day both times I did it. I did 100 twice. I did a bazillion 50-miler and 50Ks, but I did 200-mile races. And it took me like 25 hours. I draw strength from seeing other people just crumbling. I mean, that's terrible, right? I don't want them to crumble. I don't go, ha ha, you're crumbling. But when I'm running or rucking, which is very similar, and I see somebody up ahead of me going, ugh, it's just like, I'm like a energy vampire, man. And that just goes in and I'm just like, I don't feel as bad as that person. I'm going to go, go, go. And none of these courses you help other people. That's not part of it. It's you got to get through this thing. And usually when I pass somebody, I tell them, hey, you look good, man. Keep it up. You know, just to give them a little plus. But man, I was drawing energy off them just going, oh, I can't do it. Positive mental attitude. If you don't have one, you need to cultivate one. Start practicing saying positive things. Listen to yourself. Listen to how you respond to other people about things. Do you respond positively or negatively? Biden's going to win and ruin the country. Well, win. We could argue over that word, couldn't we? Biden's going to take over and ruin the country. Yeah, but I'm getting ready to plant my garden. You know, I mean, it's just like, let's focus on something good. Focus on something positive. Positive mental attitude goes a long way with, do you know how I tell you guys to constantly improve your position, constant forward motion, all of that? That's all positive mental attitude. Life sucks. I want to sit here and drink myself to the bottom of this bottle and suck my thumb and, oh, woe is me, not get out of my pajamas all day. Don't do that. Get up and start moving. What did Jocko say? I think it was him. Jocko Willink or something like that, former Navy SEAL. He's got a podcast. He's very popular. I think it's him that said, get up, make your bed. Might be somebody else. But it's like, hey, just do one thing positive, and then do another thing positive, and do another thing positive. And by the time you know it, you're moving forward, whistling a happy tune, despite what's going on around you. Life's what you make of it. It really is. Don't let what's going on in the country ruin your psyche, ruin your PMA. Do the best you can with what you got where you're at, right? Take time to hug the people close to you to make their life a little happier, a little brighter. And together, sounds like a high school graduation speech, together we can all make the world a better place. But you can, right? And you start with your little circle. You make that better, then a bigger circle better, then better, then better, then better. And pretty soon all that stuff out there, who cares? Who cares? All right, just a little thing. The whole key to this video, positive mental attitude. Cultivate it. Practice it. When you find yourself wanting to say something negative, flip that around and say something positive. Find the silver lining in that gray cloud. I will see you out there.